So I decided to spread out the light here, bring it closer to the center so that this is connected with the edge of the bush. That remains muted. I think that's good. Put a little more light on these rocks. I've pulled a bit of paint off of the face of this rock. I felt it was just, as I mentioned before, looking too chalky, just kind of washed out. I'll decide what to do with that yet. Laid some more strength on this. You know, it was kind of in two sections, and I thought, no, I think I'd like to have more direct sunlight on it. So it's become very strong now, this stump. This little bush is going to need to be broken up a little bit. May carry the bottom of it off just in behind the edge of that stump, and just put a little bit of light on it here and there. Now, of course, first let's worry about these branches. But I have this branch going like this. I have the stump going like this. I have this branch going like this. I have this branch going like this. I don't know about that. Anyway, that's fine. That's doable. Yeah, the background is now looking so dark compared to this intensity. I'm going to probably go back in there and put a little more design here and there. Little higher value purples in places, you know? And maybe sort of hints of greenish, bluish green mostly. Anyway, I'm just playing away. Well, I didn't want these rocks to be too smeary, but I had to. I just couldn't get them right. I worked into it, and they need a couple small touches, but that's all. They work now. I think that's good. Cut this a little shorter. Added a couple of little twigs here and there. I think we're okay so far. Now we have, this strong line, right? And then we have all these branches going down. Then we have these trees going down. Then we have these rocks going down. But I still think I've put a couple of indexing lines in here. I still think I can run a bit of a pattern in the water rather than just have it horizontal. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm going to shoot for. I can do that because despite all these lines, we're going to have a very strong shadow pattern cutting up, just like this one. These branches, they all head off in that direction. So I think that is enough to oppose all of this. But we'll see. Well, let's see how this goes. I've just plunked some ultramarine blue and yellow ochre on my palette. Aside from maybe the odd highlight, I'm not going to reflect these colors in the water. We're just going to go with a greenish blue water, and that's why I've mixed those two colors. Now, there will probably be a few highlights on here, but for the moment we're just going to stick with what we've got going. Just going to put it in as our base color. Okay. So we'll run that across here and worry about our highlighting a little later. We're just getting our bearings is what we're doing, or what I'm doing, rather. Now these lines that I've lightly put in there, I'm not going to follow the angle exactly. Rather, I'm going to keep my strokes vertical, I think, and just make them a little broader as we move to the left. So you're still ending up with that effect without, angling the strokes or changing them too much. I'm not going to have deep wave troughs or anything like that. So I'll just speed it up now that I've explained that, and let's see how it goes. So you can kind of see how, very quickly, mostly vertical strokes, I've maintained a little bit of this, vanishing point lines. If your vanishing point were, 3 feet to the right-hand side of the painting. Just to give a bit of a pattern. I don't know if I'm going to maintain it. Gone in very sloppily. You see a lot of those strokes. Really haven't mixed my paint too much as I've applied it. Just a little bit on the palette, and then on we go onto the canvas. Now I'm going to go over all of this water, give it a more definite design, give it a design that I'm happy with, and in doing so I'm going to be touching most of these strokes, so that'll help to kill this wildness of the water. I don't mind the water having a rougher look, a little bit wild, a good variety of color, but this isn't really what I'm after. That's not good enough. It's just one of the steps on the way to achieving what I'm after. So I'm just gonna, it's gonna take a lot of fiddling now, and we'll just see how it goes. Talk to you later.